Bangalore. This is our first event, as Korath was mentioning, and we will like to take advantage of your presence here to give a quick glance of what we have done in the past few years, 25 years in fact, so that you know about us. Some of you have been engaged with us for quite a long time. Some of you did come for our Silver Jubilee event. You might have heard about us out there, but some of you have not heard about us, what we have done earlier. So we thought, okay, let me take that advantage of giving you an idea of what we had done earlier. Well, looking back, moving forward, I would wanted to present what we have done. So you have all been knowing about wars and SARS and how video conferencing gained during 2004. This was a clipping which came at the cost of airlines business. Video conferencing was booming. Whereas we have been into the video conferencing space since 1998, all the 25 years. We started off during 98 itself. So we have been purely driven by the passion into this particular technology. So we had this first white paper on video conferencing published in PC Quest in 1999. We launched a video phone called Motion Media. It's a UK-based company. So I'm just sticking to the video side of it, what we have done. I mean, the rest of the areas I wouldn't want to touch upon. Later, this company was acquired by Scotty and then by Radvision. We launched HiView. It was a Taiwan-based video conferencing. We sold hundreds of it in the country during 2000, 2001, especially in the healthcare space, Apollo being one of our largest customers. We conducted several live video conferencing shows to propagate the use of video conferencing. I think everybody knows till a pandemic, we were all pushing the concept of video conferencing. After the pandemic, I think it's picked up quite a. We also were the first distributors for Aethra. I think many of you here in this audience would be knowing about Aethra. It's an Italian company which launched the video conferencing systems. And we became their first distributor as well as system integrators during those days. It was not pure distribution alone which worked, because we were still selling concepts, and which was again later acquired by Radvision as part of the property. So we also won the best technical project as far as Aethra as an organization was concerned. Amongst the 90 partners worldwide they had. This was in 2005, and this was for a unique project which we did, accident site video communication collaboration system using multiple hybrid network, microwave, wireless, all those stuff developed. How do you transmit video and give access to the biggies in the railway network across the country, especially railway board members and all, and from a place which is between two stations, you know. So that kind of a communication system we had established, for which we won. Don't look at the dress because I lost my bag when I reached there. So we also did a telemedicine facility between Tirupati and Tirumala. This was inaugurated by Rajshekhar Reddy, then CM. And in 2007, we launched a product called Visual Nexus, Japanese solution, the first software-based video conferencing system. In fact, what we see today, Zoom and Teams and all, we launched in 2007. And this was kind of very technically specific development which was done by a small company in Japan. And we did this POC at the Reliance data center that time to launch it as a service model. Then we launched NCAS video streaming technology way back in 2007. We implemented a unique solution using this technology for Tata for their telepresence video conferencing rooms. So telepresence had this innate issue of not able to record the sessions, and there was a specific lawful intercept law from the government of India, and which had to have the access to the conferencing which takes place. So we provided the solution to Cisco, who finally implemented that as part of the Tata telepresence systems. We also launched Miriel Soft VC, which was again with the 3G gateway. During those days, it was a 3G network which was the highest in terms of the mobile speed, and we launched this in 2008, further acquired by Lifesize. I think many of you might be knowing that Lifesize has been acquired by another company yesterday called In-House, ENG House, a Canadian-based software company, which actually acquired video again earlier. So Lifesize got completely acquired yesterday by them. So Miriel was one such software. So just to give you a quick glance at some of the projects, 2003 we implemented telemedicine in Indian Railways. 2004, we did a video conferencing in Indian Railways over IP networks. These are all first in the country in a particular space, right? And 2006, we did a virtual courts across West Bengal. Again, coming to healthcare, we did a virtual ICU solution for Vinoba Bhave Hospital in Silvassa, which was it's a government initiative, and I mean, people who are keen to reduce infection ratios in the ICU, we were able to develop the solution for them. Then we actually did a neonatal ICU also, virtual ICU for Manipal Child and Women's Hospital in Visakhapatnam. This was in 2010. And for the Indian Railways, we created a complete integrated healthcare network connecting virtual doctors, or rather doctors from different places across the railway network, along with the ICU, with the surgery, operation theater, all integrated in one place. And then we won this was a feather in our cap, we won a large project in Indian Institute of Science way back in 2009, setting up 23 seminar halls with a virtual classroom, hybrid classroom with a lecture capture solution. And this was at Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, which is Tata Institute, which you might all know. Till 2013-14, we were dangling between distribution as well as system integration. From 2014, we forayed completely into the value-added distribution model, and we were appointed exclusive pan-India distributor for a company called Tele Labs. It's a US company, and this was like, you know, a typical H.323 and SIP and cloud, whichever you want, which recently companies got introduced, like Panasonic and all came out with that. Polycom had come out. We launched this in 2014. However, this company had its issues internally, and it was bankrupt by 2016 because of various issues. But the founders of this company were the founders of Sonic Wall. I think you might have heard about the firewall Sonic Wall. Quite interesting product, but then it was an issue. Then we brought Aver video conferencing in 2018. We are the distributors and deemed OEMs as well on the GEM network. So, and 21, we had a strategic tie-up with Ubicast, which is a French company again. And this is for the recording and the streaming part of it. We started our manufacturing in India in 2022. This is located about 30 kilometers from our city, our head office in Madurai. So it's on a rural area. And we appointed a distributor in Dubai in 2023 to cover the Middle East market called A6 Distribution. Well, this is to give you a very quick glance of something which we wanted to portray. And then moving forward, you all know video consumption is increasing, right? You have people on the conference rooms, you have people everywhere, people using YouTube, using Netflix, everywhere video is just increasing like anything. And so is the need for the video content creation, right? Specifically for certain areas which we cater to, but then the video creation need is also increasing. Importantly, content management is also increasing. As the video content increases, you need to have the content management properly done. And how do you deliver and give access to users across the network? I think many of the panelists talked about AR, VR, and this is also getting in huge. I mean, Edzil has talked about applications. Bharat was talking about a lot of applications in the healthcare area. So you have K2 school curriculums, engineering, in fact, experimental labs, and surgeries in 3D, which, you know, how do you deliver that on a 3D platform to people who are in a different area, right? So you might also be knowing about 3D video conference which are coming up, and hologram, which I think Thomas was talking about. A lot of companies are already onto it. Microsoft Virtual Cube, Microsoft Mesh, which is avatars over the VC. These are avatar based, whereas the Virtual Cube is on a holographic model. WebEx is working on a hologram model for delivering 3D video conferencing. Google has got a project Starline, which is into AI-based 3D video calling booths, which has come up. I mean, they are all in the beta phase, I would tell you. I mean, of course, the biggest barrier in all these kinds of new technology is the price. But of course, we would see that going down in a couple of years. Logitech Project Ghost, it's not actually hologram, but it's a kind of a physical setup what they have done using their existing cameras. So what we call this is a holoportation, right? It's a teleportation, like it's becoming a holoportation because of the term holograms. And it's as close as to being there. Just a quick glance at conferencing and collaboration opportunity. I am very happy to see that many of the organizations and research reports are today clubbing conferencing and collaboration as a separate technology under the AV segment, and which actually clocked the highest revenues post-pandemic. US dollar 50 billion plus revenue forecasted in 2023 as well. So this is an untapped opportunities. I think you all know India has got about small enterprises of about 3.31 lakhs and medium enterprises 0.05 lakhs. This is from the Ministry of MSME report. So 2023, if you really cut down on in terms of the technology areas, forecast of $50 to $60 billion. Cloud services software constitutes about 30%. AV integration services is another big area, about 15-20%. Club video conferencing systems, it's 6%. Cameras, 4.5%. Audio conferencing systems, collaboration systems are all the space where we also work on. And this even covers up to just about 15%. But still the hardware constitutes about 50%. So where this hardware is actually getting contributed is from the flat panel displays and the media servers and storages. So as I talked about content storage, content creation, you also need to have the content management, and content management requires huge data to be stored. And that's where the media storage servers hardware constitutes a lot. So content production and streaming is expected to touch $40 billion in 2023. So this is where it is changing from just the video conferencing to a collaborative experience in terms of the existing technologies, not about 3D or other things, which of course will add value once the price barriers go down. And this is actually giving the in-person and distributed experiences. Entertainment live events is the major contributor for this. Of course, like what we see in the video for entertainment and the live events which are happening, and that is where the content production is increasing. Education and learning and development space, of course, institutions as well as in the corporate learning and development, or even in the healthcare, as Bharat was mentioning. These are places where the content production is increasing every day. Healthcare again, yeah. In fact, you need to have sometimes surgeries recorded, which will become a law sometime very soon from the government. Of course, there are pros and cons, but then this might happen that surgeries might have to get recorded, all the surgeries, and these are the places where we work on. So content management, hardware and software services, it's about 90 billion USD. 2028 projection is about 120 billion industry. This is the largest increase in new revenue which is happening. One of the largest areas where you have to have this content managed and software services even. So this is a short brief about what the future holds for us as partners, as system integrators, as end customers. This is where the world is going, and I'm sure we all can come together. In fact, I was just proposing Korat would take that initiative up. Few of the large system integrators and consultants can come together and concentrate on conferencing and collaboration forum, which we can maybe meet once in a quarter and explore what all is possible in using this space. And I would, of course, request Edzil and other people, Manoj and all, to help us out to organize this, and we can go forward from here.